It's finally time, you guys. Hello, all my fellow nerds out there. This is Oracle Rich, and welcome back, finally, to our Wonderland. This honestly feels very surreal. You guys probably know, today is the day. The finale is finally here. It's finally out. And yes, I'm going to be finishing it today. I'm not gonna be finishing it any other day. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Carrot Fact has probably put a lot of great work into this. So, also a little bit of behind the scenes though. I kind of had to play through the whole game again because I didn't carry my original save files from my laptop because my laptop is still dead and I still need to get a new computer. I'm still borrowing the family computer here. So I kind of had to go through the entire game again, skipping through most of the dialogue, trying to recreate the choices as close as I could to my original playthrough. But we're here, it's finally out, and we're finally gonna be getting to what we want. So let's get right into it. Load. The cabin's exactly as I remember it. Oh, here we go. I know this doesn't feel real, but we're finally going to. Also, Carrot has teased that there are four endings. There are four different endings, and I want to get all of them in this one video. So, the cabin is exactly as I remember it. It's warm and strangely comforting. There's even something cooking atop the stove, filling the air with a delightful scent. Almost as though it had been waiting for us. Waiting for us for a long time. That's an understatement. I look around, my gaze jumping from the stove to the table to the bed. My focus lingers there for a second too long, and I feel the insides start to twist. But I shake my head to clear my thoughts, jerking away. Digit looks equally as uneasy in front of me. I see their own gaze traveling from from the bed to the kitchen floor. The color momentarily drains from their face before they grit their teeth, moving purposefully to the center of the room. Well, we're here. Yippee fucking skippy. Gendo lets out a sigh, shifting Orlum in his arms. Was kind of hoping for a no vacancy, so we had an excuse to vamoose the fuck out of here. Didn't that kinda happen already? I wince. Well, for some of us, anyway. I throw a pained glance in Orm's direction, who responded with a non-committal grunt. Gidget begins wandering around. First to the table, scrutinizing a plateful of cookies at its center, then to the pot slowly simmering atop the stove, then to the back wall. to the door that I swear to fucking God had never been there before. At least, not in reality. Interesting, they muse. Then try the handle. It doesn't budge. Gidget gives it a few more solid tugs for good measure, but it's locked up tight. Guess that's no-go. Or we could just walk around to the back of the house like a real passel of problem solvers. Kenzo snorts and lowers Orlum down on the bed. I stare at the door in question, a strange gurgle dancing in my gut. I don't know. I clasp and unclasp my hands, fingers bouncing idly. Something tells me it doesn't lead behind the house. Gidget looks at me, then back at the door. I wonder if they're feeling the same strange sense of otherworldliness that I am. They grunt and cross their arms, slowly moving back towards the table. Well, wherever it leads, we can figure it out in a bit. Because I need at least 5 minutes peace now that we're not being actively hunted for once. Hell to the fucking A. And I'm gonna fix me up a heaping bowl of whatever that is that's smelling like a divine comedy over there. Genzo clasps his hands together with an eager grin as he starts with the stove. Of course Genzo only thinks of food. The divine comedy, it doesn't even make any sense. And Orlum holds the hand to his temple as though he's staving off a headache. Are you sure it's safe to eat that? I bring a hand up to my, wary admonition. But even as I do, I can feel my own stomach grumble somewhat unceremoniously in response. Gidget brings their hand to their hips, with a sigh. I'd be equally as leery if I weren't fighting the tingling suspicion that it was left here for us to begin with. Pause. That, and I'm also ridiculously hungry. Well, you better hurry the fuck up then, because once I start slopping, I ain't stopping. It doesn't take long before the 4 of us filled up a couple of bowls of stew and taken our seats at the table. 4 chairs. Just enough for us. I wonder if the others had noticed as I anxiously squeezed my spoon between my fingers. The stew smells even better up close. And I see thick chunks of potatoes, carrots, and beef within the thick broth. My stomach gurgles again. The last time I ate. When was the last time I ate? Breakfast back in the burrow? My brow droops. The burrow. The rabbits. Jerry. It somehow feels like a lifetime ago already. And yet, I can still picture his face clearly in my mind. The way his eyes had turned sharp as he shouted at me to run. As he'd held off the assaulting rabbits. I bite down on my tongue. I can't let myself think about that right now. As soon as I let one demoralizing thought into my mind, they'll all start pouring in like a landslide. And I can't afford to let myself wallow in debilitating despair. Not yet, at least. Not when we haven't found Bucks yet. Not when we haven't brought this fucking horror movie to a close yet. If that's even possible. I dip my spoon into the stew, watching the wooden surface bump and jostle with the colored chunks as I slowly stir it. I finally bring a scoop to my mouth. It's warm against my lips, but I can't seem to taste it. It rolls around like mush in my mouth. Is this even edible? I see Orlum prodding at his own stew with a spoon, a thinly veiled look of disgust on his face. Oh yeah, I forgot about your strict humanitarian diet. Would it help if I carved out a hunk of my stomach for you, Your Highness? Orlum snorts. And I'd forgotten you'll eat anything that's placed in front of you. Pardon me for still having some semblance of taste. Taste? Taste, says the cannibalistic dictator. What is this freaky deaky opposite Funtime Murderland? stare down at my stew, a thin film of sweat gathering across my forehead. Guys, I'd assume we were going to keep things pleasant until we made it out of this eternal pit of torment, but apparently not. Would you like to get into every one of your abhorrent vulgarisms, or can we enjoy a single meal in peace? Genzo slams his hands down on the table, jerking to his feet. At least I haven't butchered anyone at this fucking table, Mr. High and Mighty. No, you'll just slowly chip away at them from the inside until they want to die, so you can blame it all on someone else. Guys, my voice is as quiet as a whisper. Better than melting someone's face off with a fucking cattle prod, you twisted dipshit. Yes, that was one of my finer moments, wasn't it? Your face was so delightful watching you squeal. Would you two fucking stop it? Now it's Gage's turn to slam their hands down on the table, which is enough to shut the other two up immediately. Cabin goes quiet. Nothing but the sound of slowly dwindling drizzle on the roof. Look, every one of us had done some pretty horrific things. Their gazes focused somewhere on the plate of cookies in the middle of the table. We've all hurt each other in unforgivable ways. At this, however, I see their eyes flick towards me for just a moment. Yeah, I would know. I feel myself sink just a bit, as though wanting to disappear into my stew. We're far from getting over everything that happened here. And it's gonna take some long talks before we even start to work things out. Pause. Bloated and heavy and seeming to hang over everyone in the room, Forky displays their hands with a bark. For Christ's sake, can we get out of this alive before we start going at each other's throats? He's the one adding unnecessary commentary. Yeah, well, maybe I don't want to get eaten in my sleep. You! Gidget reaches over and wrenches Genzo's cap from his head, then hurls it to the floor. Sit down and shut up. No one's eating anyone. I see Genzo press his lips together and barely suppress chagrin, but he does as he's told. The chair creaks as he slumps back down with an audible snort. Next to him, Orlum snickers, until Gidget points their finger straight into his face. You, eat your damn stew and stop complaining. No one cares about your delicate palate. Orlum's lips curl downwards, and he looks through as he wants to say something. But he ultimately stays silent, obediently picking up a spoon and with a distasteful click of his tongue. And you. Gidget turns towards me this time. And I must give them the most spooked owl look in the history of our friendship because they seem to lose their spunk. They wince, let their arms fall, then gesture limply towards my stew. Make sure you eat enough. They rub the back of my neck, their eyes strained. You look like you can keel over if anyone is so much as looking your direction. Then they sit awkwardly back in their chair, pulling it up to the table with a creak of the wood. Go silent again, until Genzo takes the overzealous bite of the stew. Damn, this is some fire-ass fucking stew, which seems to release some of the tension in all of us to begin with. I still can't seem to taste it, but the warmth feels good in my stomach. They must put some color back in my cheeks too, because Orlum comments that I look less like a corpse as we're carrying our bowls back to the counter. Which I can't help but feel that is just a bit ironic. Just a bit. Each rinses off the bowls using the water from one of the buckets next to the stove, as the rest of us clean off the table. Genzo wraps a cloth around the gooey slump of his finger before nabbing one of the cookies and munching on it as we all instinctively meander over to the back door. The three of us stare up at it, silent except for Genzo munching, until Gidget finishes up and joins us. Then the four of us simply stand there. It's locked, huh? A few crumbs fall from Genzo's mouth to adorn his jacket. Seems like it, Gidget mumbles in response. I sniff and rub at my nose, then step towards it and grab the handle. I give him my best college try, really tugging it. but all it does is rattle on the hinges. Yeah, it's pretty stuck. I wiped the small bead of sweat that formed on my forehead, somewhat sheepish as I stepped back. And we're sure this is where we have to go, Willem sees unconvinced. Well, I rub the back of my neck and look at Gidget, who looks at Genzo, who shrugs with the warbled cookie smothered. I don't know. This is the cabin, right? The cabin. I bring a hand to my forehead as the other begins gesturing in a feigned attempt at self-persuasion. Where all this has been leading. I mean, we've all dreamed about it, haven't we? The result in the three abject stares to my companions. I blink, cock my head to the side. Morris plays his hands. Considering all of us seem to have met some kind of untimely demise here, I highly doubt this would be any of our dream home. I thumb my palm against my forehead in a series of tiny whacks. No, that's not what I turn back to the door, as though it will give me some kind of answer or sign or something. Then I'm back to tugging at the handle. Desperately this time. Iggy! Gidget steps towards me, a hand on my shoulder. It's okay. Don't go postal on 4-door eggs. Enzo laughs, sending crumbs to the floor. I let Gidget pull me away from the middle knob, greased with the sweat of my palm. My shoulders slump. But I make another vague gesture that ultimately falls limp at my side. This is supposed to be... We'll figure it out, Gidget says, her voice almost resolute enough to calm me. Almost. Yeah, Eggs, we'll fuck around and find out. Do you even understand what that means? Dude, freaking Orlem's face in this scene. I can't get enough of it. That's too funny. God. I really missed this game, guys. I missed it. I wince. Hey, we might not have dreamed about it, but all of us were pulled here one way or another. Sometimes, multiple times, Gidget brows twitch and just a bit at this. This is where we were meant to come. And we'll figure out what to do next. We've come this far, haven't we? I have rubbed my arm, still feeling mildly as though I let everyone down. Images of that night 20 years ago flashed through my head. The book in my lap, everyone gathered round. I wanted so desperately to oppress them. Make them happy. The same as I do now? Or is it... Yeah, I say with a sigh. Maybe we'll get some shut-eye until morning at least. Approach things with fresh eyes tomorrow. Me and my stump approve of this plan. It's not the worst idea. Orlem scratches his neck. Yeah, I say again, this time allowing Gidget to pull me back towards the center of the room. I study the grain on the floorboards, my hearing especially keen all of a sudden. The rain seems to have stopped, leaving everyone silent save for the crackling fire of the stove. Come on! We attempt to figure out our sleeping configurations after that. The bed is nearly not big enough for all of us, after Orlem insists that a part of it should be his on account of his blood regeneration-induced fatigue. No one else is keen to join him. So we pass out on what pillows and blankets we could find and establish our own little corners. I curl up with a blanket next to the stove. Gidget insists on taking one of the chairs despite it looking in no way comfortable. Genzo takes the floor nearest the front door on account of his belly making the perfect doorsteps in case anyone tries to get in. No one, however, stays for long. 10 minutes in, Genzo grunts. He says he needs some air and wanders out the door. 10 minutes after that, Gidget gets up and says they're restless and figure they'll check things out behind the cabin, just in case. Leaving no one but Orlem and me in the cabin. Hypocrites, I hear Orlem mumble beneath his breath from over the bed. I pull my blanket tighter around my shoulder and stare up at the fire. I'm restless too. Exhausted as I am, I can't seem to keep my eyes shut for more than a minute at a time. dark void of my eyes seemed to tempt my anxious thoughts to assault me en masse. And the dull ache of the injured arm makes finding it a comfortable position more than a little difficult. I lie there, the warmth of the fire on my face, listening to the sound of my breath, the creaking of the cabin wall, the occasional hoot of a bird outside. I shiver despite the dancing flames. For once in my life, I wouldn't mind talking to someone. No, I feel the need to talk to someone. I need to be near someone, as though my heart disappears into the darkness if I don't. I sit up, still shivering. Why am I so cold? I can't stop shivering. I can hear my teeth chattering against each other. Deep guttural chill curling up through my bones and around my heart. Why am I so cold? Why am I this cold? I shouldn't be this cold. Don't I deserve to be warm? I glance over at Orland and the door. That need is still there. I can feel it pulsing inside my heart. A need to be near someone, to share their warmth. Is that so bad? To seek warmth from someone else? To want somebody to share it with? I've always been so stubborn, insistent that others' warmth should come first. But without warmth, I'll die. Without warmth, I'll fade away into nothingness. Oh, wait, what? Oh, we have a choice. Wait, what? Affection too low? Huh? Wait, affection too low? Oh, what? Wait a second. I'm gonna save there, so I kind of wanted to get the endings in order. So I'm assuming these are the 4 endings that we can go to. Damn. But the question is, who do we go to first? We have Genzo, Orlum, and Gidget, or we can just be with ourselves. Oh, this is a bad idea. No, I'm kidding. This video was a great idea. I don't know. Okay, so all right. Okay, I think I'm gonna go in order. I'm gonna. I kind of do want to go in order still. So okay, wait. I got an idea. Hang on a second. Okay, so I went back to the borough section for for if you have to talk to Gidget or Genzo. I chose Genzo, and now my affection is too low for Orlum and Gidget. Like I feel like I should have enough. There should be a way to get enough affection for all 3 of them, and you can go through all 3 of the routes immediately. Like I have a feeling that there's some sort of strategy guide to do that, but right now I have no clue how to do it. So, but you guys know me. I want to go in order for every single ending. So, right now I want to do top to bottom. So let's but not but when I think about that, actually now that I think about it, I don't think that's a good idea. So okay, you know what? Better idea. I'll don't talk. I feel like not talking to anyone is probably the true ending though. I don't know. You guys, help your boy out. um. Okay, you know what? We're going. Screw it. We're going top to bottom. Talk to Genzo. This option will determine your final ending. Are you sure you want to talk to Genzo? Yes. Push myself to my feet with a little wobble, blanket wrapped tight around my arms. Then start for the door. It feels strange, like walking through a veil of a dream. No comprehending everything I'm doing yet, feeling more in control than I have ever had in my life. Where are you going? Orlin rolls over to blink at me curiously from the bed. I stop, look at the door. At my feet, I suddenly feel as though I'm being judged. Just need to clear my head. Suit yourself. I see him roll back over to face the wall. He looks incredibly small, all curled up in the bed like that. I chew on the inside of my lip. At least it's not your cheek this time. Just standing there for a moment. Then push the door open and step outside. It's wet outside. While no longer actively raining, a residual sense of moisture continues to cling to anything they can latch onto. The grass, the dirt, the leaves in the trees, even the very air itself, cool and crisp and heavy as it brushes against my cheeks and nose. I pull the blanket tighter around my shoulders, still shivering. Genzo is unmistakable, even in the dim haze of the early dawn. His cap, like always, acting like a beacon to the darkness. He's sitting on a down log for a short distance away from the cabin. He looks like a paunchy frog, all benched and hunkered over there. Cigarette smoke marbles in the air as above his head as he attempts to clean his stump of a finger with water from a small bucket. He looks tired. I watch him for a moment, feeling a bit like a ghost in the night, then finally wander over. Hey. Hmm? Genzo's shoulders jump, and he whips his head so fast he nearly loses his cigarette. Oh, it's just you. I see him perhaps instinctively try to hide his hand, forcing a laugh as he moves his cigarette to the other side of his mouth. You're gonna catch a cold, you fucking twig. Go back inside. I couldn't sleep. Join the club. Pretty sure all four of us are so traumatized at this point we'll never sleep again. You're probably wrong. You're probably not wrong about that. I stand there a bit longer, not quite sure what to do. Genzo looks a tad uncomfortable, shifting back as he grabs a cigarette to let out a long plume of smoke. He's still got his right hand tucked against his belly. I finally take a seat next to him, close enough that our shoulders touch. Let me see it. No. Let me see it. Give me a fucking break, Iggs. It's fine. It's not fine, and you pretending it is will only make it worse. Genzo mumbles an expletive breath beneath his breath before removes his hand from its hiding spot. He balances it on a knee, curling the finger in and out in a thinly veiled grimace. Doesn't hurt. You lost a finger. Yeah, well, I didn't need that one anyway. Who needs 5 fingers, am I right or am I right? I miss saying that. I don't respond to his self-deprecating wisecrack, instead cradling his hand between mine so I can better observe the damage. It's a clean chop, at least. I'll give Warlam's knife skills that much. And it stopped bleeding. The blood is congealed into a thin layer of jelly across the stump, dark and clotted. I can only barely see the white of the bone peeking out from the middle. Ugh. Oh, God. You know what? Honestly, I'm happy I turned on the censorship mode this time around. But it's dirty, speckled with dirt and grime. Bits and pieces of grit lodged into the gooiness and drawing patterns across his finger and hand. My brow creases. And I hold out my hand for the cloth he'd been using. Give it? Kenzo sighs, but he does as he's told. I dip it in the water and begin softly wiping its skin. I'm careful as I work, trying as hard as I can not to irritate the wound any more than necessary. Though, there's only so much I can do. And when I have to touch the stump directly to wipe away some of the ground in muck, I feel Genzo's body tense. He hisses, rumbles another expletive, takes a long drag on a cigarette. I wait for a sarcastic evaluation of my efforts, but none comes. So I keep up my ministrations in silence. Enzo's hand is wide and rough between mine as I work. So different from my own. Where my fingers are long and bony, his are short and thick. And where mine are pasty and smooth, his are warm and calloused. I let my thumbs trace somewhat instinctively across his palm as I wipe at the streaks of dirt and caked on blood. A strange sense of sadness tugs at my heart, of the helplessness I've long kept buried inside of me. You should take better care of yourself, I whisper as my voice latches into the back of my throat. Oh, sure, I'll remember the next time someone else comes at me with a giant cleaver. Just gonna stop you right there. Yes, please, Iggs. Iggs said I should take better care of myself, so if you please refrain from forcibly separating pieces of my body. I didn't mean... I squeezed my eyes shut for a moment, then blinked them back open. You never care about yourself. Genzo laughs at this. Why the fuck should I? I'm basically a walking, talking sack of shit. At least now I've finally started to correct some of my copious wrongs. So rather than actively hurting anyone, I'm only passively annoying the fuck out of them. That's as close to a win-win you're gonna get with me. Wait, isn't that what Carrot wrote in their teaser tweet? Okay, yeah, because if any of you don't know, I've actually been keeping up with Carrot Patch Games' Twitter, and they actually, and I think that's one of the quotes that was teased. So that's interesting. Oh, shut the fuck up. The words leave my mouth before I can stop them. Genzo stills instantly. His eyes go wide, cigarette hanging between his lips as his breath hitches. I feel a telltale sting in my throat as water billows beneath my eyes. But as hard as I try to ward it off, my unprecedented snap has already opened the floodgates. My trembling renews as the tears begin dribbling down my cheeks. You have... I can't seem to put words. Staring at Genzo's hand until his fingers blur. Have you ever thought about how I feel? I swallow hard, a voice warbling tremolo between my lips. Watching you get hurt for me? Another swallow. Watching you die for me? Genzo doesn't say anything. I can hear him breathing, long and slow. See him blow out another plume of smoke into the air. I don't need you to be my selfless knight. Silence. I just need you. More silence. Wiping my cheeks with a sniff, blinking until the world clears a bit. Then go back to Genzo's hand, wiping the last bits of grime and blood off his knuckles. Once it feels as clean as I can realistically get it, I get the cloth with my own rinse in the water before gently tying it around the stump to prevent any further contamination. There, I simply say, my voice still quivering. Hopefully that should help. Genzo grunts, wiggles his finger. The cigarette is burned down to the filter, so he tosses it to the grass, stamping on the remaining embers beneath the toe of his shoe. More silence. Two of us just sitting there on that log, our shoulders barely touching as we stare down at the grass. Genzo crosses his arms. I hear him let out a long sigh, his knee bouncing ever so slightly. Iggs, he finally says, his voice cracking with phlegm. I glance over, waiting for him to continue. I can try to be better. Pause. I can try for you. Set up at this. My back and shoulders go intense. No. Genzo's brows twist into an expression of sheer befuddlement that in any other situation might have made me laugh. But now it just frustrates me even more. I shake my head, hands digging into the fabric of my pants. Not for me. For yourself. Iggs, come on. No, Genzo. The stupid fucking tears coming back, and I grit my teeth so hard I swear I hear my jaw crack. Clack. Ugh. Who is it that told me to think a little more highly of myself? after I nearly jumped straight into that eye thing's mouth, huh? Who was it that slapped some sense to me while I said everyone would be better off without me? Eggs. Because yeah, I do have big problems with blaming everything on myself. But at least I don't try to hide all that woe is me stuff behind some big goofy tough facade. So that everyone thinks I'm perfectly fine until I'm not. I punch the bottom of my fist lightly against his shoulder as they start to crumble. Until you're not. Another punch. Genzo's mouth's tight. You were never fine, Genzo. I stare down at the zipper of his coat, unable to look him in the eye. The tears are running revolts down my cheeks again. Genzo just stares down at the top of my head. You were never fine, and I never knew. Silence. I never knew. What does it matter? He finally says. His voice sounds hoarse. Who cares if I'm fine? Who cares if I'm not? He's getting louder. His voice crackles as it turns sharp. I get by. I always have. If I want to hate myself, who the fuck cares? I care, Genzo. I shout, my throat clogged with phlegm. Why? Genzo shouts back, equally as vehement. Why the fuck do you care? Because I love you. There's a split second where both of us just stare at each other. Hey, finally! Iggy finally made the first move. He's playing the game as it should be. And I'm pressing my lips against his. Aww. Because it's the only thing I could think of to do. My brain's too shell-shocked by the words coming out of my mouth to process anything else. My heart beating too loudly to allow me to think of anything else. And in that moment, we're back in the bed in the darkened room. And we're kissing for the first time. First kiss I'd ever had in my entire life. And all the fear and all the anxiety and all the sheer hopelessness of our situation disappears for just a second. I kiss him even as tears and snot leak down my face. My lips tremble against his. My fingers cling to his jacket as though I'm about to fly clean away. I only realize he's not kissing me back, so I pull away. I blink and bat away with the tears clouding my vision, my mouth hanging open into apprehension. Genzo's just staring at me, his eyes wide as dinner plates. Oh, my boy! And a fresh pool of his own tears gathered in the dark bags beneath his eyes. And my cheeks start to heat up and jerk my gaze away, suddenly self-conscious. Sorry. I don't know why I apologize, but that's nothing new. I'm always apologizing, aren't I? That's pretty much my thing. Tears are running rivers down Genzo's cheek now. He brings a hand to his mouth, holds it there, sniffs, clears his throat. Another sniff. Fuck, He seems to be really struggling. I turn back to him and look at confusion. Fuck. Now he has two hands in his face, rubbing his eyes at his cheeks. Are you okay? I ask quietly. No, I'm not fucking okay, Eggs. His gaze goes skyward as he pulls down his cheeks in growing mental anguish. I wipe my nose, watching him struggle. Never thought I'd pause, long and choked and hanging in the air. Hear you say that. Aww. Something about this brings color back to my cheeks, and I drop my gaze. Oh. Now both of us are just staring down at a bucket of water, crying like a couple of love-struck losers without emotional maturity to comprehend their feelings. Well, because we kinda are. Genzo coughs. Did you mean it? I sniff, still not looking at him. Yeah. I see. He starts bumping the side of his fist against his nose. I clasp my hands, unclasp them, start picking at my thumb. I know that we have no idea what's going to happen. or if we're even gonna make it out of here, but I guess I wanted to make sure that you knew that, so that no matter what I love you too. Blink glanced over. Enzo has his hand over his mouth and he's staring so intensely at the ground. I'm surprised he doesn't light the grass itself on fire. His cheeks have turned a brilliant shade of red. A smile from foams onto my face. Yeah, I know. Enzo glances at me and clutches his hands to his face. What's wrong? I bring my hands up in a panic. Oh no! Oh no, he went full Iggs now. No, he's the Iggy. Oh, and he even has the little thing around his stump finger. That's so cute. Dude, I'm actually fucking tearing up from this. Holy shit, Carrot. He pulls his hat down over his eyes and then all the way to his mouth and starts gnawing on it like some kind of rabid chipmunk. Genzo? Now I really don't know what to do. The complexities of a man in love with for 20 plus years are apparently lost on me. I don't know what to do. I hear Genzo half mumble through the fabric of his hat. Why? And then, so soft, I can barely even hear him. I think my heart exploded. Aww. Exploded? I grip his shoulders in abject terror for all of 5 seconds. And I realize he's being facious, and I feel my muscles unclench themselves one by one. Sit back. Oh. Right. After a few minutes, he finally pulls his hat all the way off, clutching it between his hands. You're so cute, he mumbles, his gaze still pointed downward. This light of fire in my cheeks, and I run a hand clumsily through my hair. Genzo clears his throat, shifts a bit, though trying to reassert whatever dignity is left. As I see him glance at me, his face soft, and I kiss you again, like all proper and shit. Oh, sure. I turn towards him, feeling very much out of my element despite my earlier assertion. Proper? What does he mean proper? I fling one of my legs over the log and scooch closer, fingers clutching at the damp bark between us. That laugh again. Can't quite tell if it's at me or at himself as the situation in general. Which it just makes me even more flustered. Until his hand finds my cheek, and his palm soft against my skin. My eyes flutter just ever so slightly closed. Because it's warm. So fucking warm. When Genzo speaks again, I can hear the tears return to his voice. I love you so much, Eggs. And then he kisses me. I'd like to wax poetic about how it feels, about the way he pulls me close, about the way my heart seems to swell up about 5 sizes in my chest, and even about the way my fingers and toes suddenly don't feel like they belong to me anymore. Some weird floaty tingly appendages attached to a weird floaty tingly mass. That's my body pressed up against his. But aww, I've never been much one for words. Oh, or feelings, or words about feelings. So you just have to trust that in that moment, I didn't feel one single bit cold. Aww. Oh, this is so cute. Carrot Patch, you're really gonna make me lose my freaking mind. We don't stay out much longer than that. I guess flustered confessions of love kind of put an end to the serious conversation. That and Genzo's fervent insistence that my fingers are definitely turning blue, even if we're all gonna die soon anyway. He's not about to let me go through pneumonia on his watch. For once, I don't really care how morbidly sarcastic he's being. Because that's, well, Genzo. So I let him usher me back inside. Back over to the stove. Oh, yes! Look at my babies! They're so cute! I don't even complain when he won't stop looking at me. Because I don't want him to stop. Aww. I don't want him to ever stop. Fingers curl around mine, like an anchor keeping me ashore. My forehead finds his shoulder. My own safe little cocoon. Yes, he gets his cocoon, finally! I know we saw him in a cocoon in Our Cinderella, but my god, he finally gets his own little cocoon with somebody. Oh, and I'm gonna have to go through all the endings in this part. Damn. There weren't any exceptions. No judgment, just love, acceptance, and a warmth that fills me up from the inside out. My warmth. I need you. I've always needed you. Genzo's fingertips traced my cheek. As his lips are pressed against my forehead, I let myself drift off to sleep. For once, not worrying about that morning, what morning may bring. Oh, this whole episode's gonna make me cry, isn't it? Just being ridiculous. I'm not being ridiculous. I'm being rational and conscientious. I'm not wearing those. I'm not carrying you 20 minutes in when you complain about your feet. They are vile and grotesque. You're vile and grotesque. Well, at least I don't resort to childish denigration. I shift my head, crack my eyes open. Sun is filtering through the far window, casting long shadows across the cabin floor. Morning already? I feel like I've slept about 5 minutes. My face is pressed against the crook of Genzo's arm so snugly I can practically feel the creases that have formed across my cheek. I'll resort to whatever I need to ensure we make it out of this in one piece. Then you wear the oafish foot counterments. Orlum, I swear to God, I am. I push myself up to a seat, which prompts the two standing by a table to halt their discourse. Hark, waketh night's pale maiden, full and bright. Iggy, Gidget's voice sounds slightly unstrained. You're up. I blink, then reach frantically for my glasses. Quickly donning them and squinting back up at the sun's backdrop visages of my companions. Sleep well? The audible smile in Orlum's voice becomes visible. For a second, my sleep-addled mind attempts to make heads or tails of the conflicting tones coming at me. I glance down at Genzo, currently splayed out on his back, snoring loudly at the ceiling. Oh, right. I was cold, I simply say, but surely the red I can feel fast-tracking its way onto my cheeks is enough to complete the story. Yes, I suppose that would be the one thing he's good at. And he'd be quiet for once, too. Doubly, doubly blessed, then. The rabbit has seen paradise by the dashboard light. It's fine, Iggy. We just didn't want to wake you. Right. I idly scratched my arm, not particularly enjoying my current moment in the spotlight. I found porridge in the cupboard. Gidget holds up a burlap sack as though lifting a prized trophy. You want some? Thought I'd make it once we're all up and about, since we still need to figure out the door and all. A pause. Or whatever it is we need to go next. Sure, that sounds fine. I'm staring down at my legs, but I glance back when I don't get a response. He just looking at me. I can feel a sort of restrained sadness in their gaze. But they quickly shake it away. Right. They pep sack. Right, I'll get started on it. I watch them head towards the cupboard in search of utensils. Then let my gaze drop back to Genzo, still fast asleep. A long tentacle drool has worked its way out of his mouth and is currently dangling out the side of his lip. I press my lips together to keep from smiling. Memories from last night and would earlier this morning be a better descriptor, colored both my thoughts and cheeks. I instinctively curl in my knees and towards my chest, momentarily lost in thought. Only to jerk back out of it once I notice Orlin is still standing there and staring at me. What? I freeze in place as though I've been caught with my hand in the cookie jar. Or the brown sugar Tupperware as was my case when I was little. Oh, don't mind me. Can a connoisseur not appreciate the arts? Connoisseur my butt. I can feel a warm ice on my face. Orlum, go get some water. Orlum grimaces, but does as he's told. Yes, dear. He starts for the door. And where are the boots? He stops. Grimaces again, then begrudgingly dons the old tattered pair of boots that had been sitting by the door. Yes, dear. He grabs one of the buckets off the pile and goes clumping out the door. I watch him go, not moving for a few moments. Then eventually turn back to Genzo's sleeping form. What would I give for this to be in my apartment? My bed. We just awoken on a Sunday morning, and there's zero reason for us to get up. So I could just curl back up beside him and return to sweet bliss of sleep. But that's not reality. Reality is far too cruel for that. And so I lean down and softly trace the side of his cheeks with my finger. Genzo's nose twitches. He mumbles something, lets out an unbecoming snort, then creaks open his eyes. Hey, he says softly. Hey, I say softly in return. Hey, porridge coming through. I need the stove, people. He just steps around us and a large pot is in their hands as they attempt to reach the stovetop. I jerk it out of the way, probably falling on my butt. As next to me, Gento groans, slowly pushes himself to a seat. Just like they make way for food. Gento yawns, wiping blearily at his face. Yeah, the breakfast bugle and all that. Susan hums beneath their breath as they start messing with the burners. Move the blankets while you're at it. Not about to trip and break a leg while providing the group with sustenance of all things. Aye, Captain. Kenzo starts gathering of his strewn upholstery littering the floor. I take this opportunity to push myself up to my feet, stretching out the kink in my back as I take in a tint of the morning sun on the hardwood floor. For having been nothing but a place of nightmares leading up to this, there's something quite soft about it now. And maybe it's just because of what happened between Genzo and I last night. Or maybe it's the sheer fact all four of us are here, waking up, making breakfast. And sure, perhaps getting along isn't the right term, but at least we're not actively trying to murder each other. Either way, something about this sight soothes me, if only for a moment. Things feel at peace, a respite before the storm, before we venture out to make our party whole again, and bring the saga to a close, one way or another. I sigh, letting my hand fall back to one of the chairs as I take it all in. Breathe in, breathe out. Yo, does this place have a cannibal? Because I gotta take a massive crap right now. Enzo, that's disgusting. What the hell? Hey, as a wise man once said, you gotta go, you gotta go. I bring a hand to my mouth, cheeks warm as I chuckle beneath my breath. At least some things will never change. Despite a few discouraging comments and a near argument, the rest of the morning goes about as smooth as you might expect. We eat our porridge, continue investigating the premises, tend to, or retend to, our wounds. I finally get a proper clean and wrap my arm. Kid takes a look at my stitches, which somehow, in spite of everything, haven't come out again, but still could use a bit of hygiene. Our clothes get a bit of a spot cleaning, though there's only so much water and a tiny bit of soap can do to tackle the staining properties of blood. And I continue to monitor the door in vain. All four of us have tried it now on separate occasions. Not one of us had any luck. Gidget also confirmed my suspicion that the door wasn't visible from the other side. Strange, isn't it? A door on the inside that isn't visible from the back. All the more reason for me to believe I believe Wonderland's testing us with its trickery again. Or at the very least trying to keep something hidden. But why lead us all the way here only to block our path? There must be something we can... I'm staring at it again, my fingers tapping idly on the table as Gidget and Oil and peel potatoes from a sack they found in the pantry. The task that had been deemed too difficult for Gizzo in his current defingered state. So he'd been sent to chop a few more logs to add to the stove. I can hear the sound of him hacking away behind the cabin, punctuated on occasion by an aggravated "fuck." I continue to stare at the door, even as we finish cooking dinner. Then, as we're eating, as we're lounging around restlessly, listening to Genzo bring up another ridiculous story from our youth, or Orlin complaining about the moldy cabin air starting to seep into the marrow of his bones. I'm here, Iggy. Yes, that's what you said. I remember that just fine, thank you very much. You're here, I'm here, we're all here. But what do you want from me? I made my choice. Yes, I made my choice. Didn't I? The choice. The choice I had to make before we could all move on. Before I could move on. The choice for myself. I turned the inside of my cheek. The girl glanced at Genzo across the room, who's currently sitting on the floor with his back against the bottom of the bed, just staring open-mouthed at the ceiling like some kind of fish. My cheeks glow warm in spite of myself. I flick a gaze back to the door. My thoughts returned to last night. That desperate feeling of needing to talk to someone that went against every instinct I normally felt. That wasn't the first time I had felt like that in a recent memory. No, the first time was I blink. For the briefest moment, I'm back in my apartment. I got my phone in hand, having just gotten off a call from who? Wait. Don't tell me! Thinking that I needed to change things. A pivotal moment that had happened time and time again. All the events following it determined by one single call. Wait a sec. Don't tell me that. No way. There's no way. No shot. I stood there a moment longer, motionless. Then began frantically checking my pockets. Of course, I still have it. I had it when I left Genzo's apartment. I've had it every time I entered Wonderland. But what's the point of a phone in a world cut off from reality? I find it in my lower right pocket. Turned off, of course, and likely dead. It hasn't been charged in days, after all. And had been knocked around, bludgeoned, plunged in water, and who knows what else. There's a thin web of cracks across the dark screen. I rubbed a sticky spot of something along the bottom edge. This is stupid. So stupid. And yet, in spite of this thought, I pressed the power button on the phone. Against all fucking odds, and defying every possible realistic explanation, springs to life. What the fuck, Iggs? You gonna order a pizza or something? I hear Genzo snicker from the other side of the room. How is it even still working? Mine died weeks ago. I'm not even sure where mine went. I resist the urge to tell Orlum I know exactly where his phone went. Yikes! Instead, I watch intently at the phone as the phone runs through the startup animations, taking an especially an excruciating long time, before finally revealing a colorful laser light show that's the default wallpaper I've never changed. The icon in the corner informs me that the phone is at 0%. Interesting. The icon in the other corner informs me that I have no signal. Also interesting. Discarding both of these ultimatums, I instead bring up my contacts and start scrolling through the names. I should call someone. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Call someone. Call who? Call Genzo. I scroll down to Genzo's name on the list. That's right. I made my choice. and now I'm going to decide my happiness. Press my thumb on the call button. It immediately starts ringing. I stare at it. And a little pulsing phone icon flashing on and off. Now everyone else is starting too. Just listening to the ring. Ring, ring, ring. And there's a click. But not from the phone. From the door. The phone is the key? Okay, you know what? That's inventive. I look up, unfazed, expectantly almost, as the back door of the cabin slowly creaks open. Oh, shit. All of us just stare at it. Damn. At that rectangle of darkness now exposed on the other side of the door. Across the room, Genzo hits between his teeth. Well, shit. So the phone was the key. That's very Deus Ex Machina. What is that? Oh god, what is that? What was that? We don't stay long after that. Why would we? We're cha- we're champing at the bit as is. We do a final inventory check if you can refer to it as such. Double checking at our injuries are as secure as they can be. That we're not missing any of our belongings. That we've cleaned things up. Put out a fire to the stove. Genzo props his hat up on the middle of the table, giving it a little pat. For good luck, he simply says. But I can't help but wonder if it's some kind of parting gift. An homage to this final resting place and a night of comfort it has provided us. Because we're not coming back. This is it. One way or another, this will be the end of things. For better or for worse. I noticed Orlin grabbing a knife from the kitchen as we started out of the door. What's that for? I ask, even though I know the answer. I'm not venturing into a black unknown without something to protect myself, he said simply, fastening it in his belt loop. Three of us stared at him blankly, before Gidget tosses a glance about the room and promptly reaches for the broom standing in the corner. They get the bristle and a swift series of stomps until it pops off, leaving nothing but the unadorned stick behind. Right then, they simply say, tucking it against her side. No, all eyes go to Genzo, who simply balks. What the hell do you think I got this thing for? He yanks a screwdriver out of his pocket. Cause there sure as fuck aren't any bikes to fix around here. Charming. The knight's noble blade is the same size as his. Alright, I think we've already sat through more than enough inflammatory discourse these past 24 hours. I would prefer to leave this place with some semblance of dignity left. This is followed by a series of grumbles, but they must be willing as they are more than there's no more protest as the three of them start for the door. Wait, guys, I bring up a hand half in fear and half confusion. What about me? I received nothing but a trio of blank stares in return. Yeah, feel like maybe having a weapon would be worse for you. I could tell Genzo was choosing his words carefully. You're more like our anchor. It sounds a bit too widely. Anchor? I let out a squawk. Yes, we've all seen what happens when you try to help, haven't we? I cock my head to the side and blink. Then watch as they continue on their way. What does that mean, huh? But they're already out the door. Hey, what are you even talking about? I go jogging after them, feeling mildly affronted. However, as soon as I step outside after them, my voice and my umbrage is swallowed up completely. We stand there for a moment just outside the door. It's black. Like pitch black. Everything. Like one big endless black void on all sides. Quiet. Deathly quiet. No sound of wind, or leaves, or small creatures littering in the dark, pittering in the dark. Completely and totally isolated from anything and everything. Why does it suddenly feel like we just walked into this thing's butthole? Because you're a disgusting human being who can't stop himself from making scatological associations. Hey, hush, both of you. Gija brings a finger to their mouth. I feel like we're. A pause. They flip their gaze back and forth in the darkness. Being watched. I don't say anything. All of a sudden, my heart feels like it's trapped in a vice, stricken with an overwhelming feeling of sadness. Come on, Gija says finally. I see their vague outline begin to move forward. The three of us fall and step behind them. I hear Genzo grumble something that sounds like an I'd watch too if someone was climbing up my butthole. We walk slowly through the darkness. It's the strangest feeling, like moving through nothing. The only evidence that we're making progress is the slowly shrinking rectangle of light emanating from the door behind us. That and the feeling of grass underfoot, because there's grass. I can hear the crunch beneath my shoes. Feel the ever so slight strain of the providing traction against my soles. And there are trees too. I can't see them first, but they're there. The further we walk, the more visible they become. The darkness giving away bit by bit to reveal faint outlines of branches and bark. We're still in the woods, just deeper. In untouched tracks within the darkest bowels of Wonderland itself, moving closer and closer to the heart. We walk and we walk. We walk until the trees are readily visible. All around us and endless in the way they spread out in every direction. Crooked, curving branches forming a tangled mire overhead as jumbled roots poke in and out of the dirt underfoot like worms prowling the earth. Sprawling wooden maze with us like ants navigating its walls. I step just a bit closer to Genzo. I feel strange, more scared than I ever felt in my life, while simultaneously like I'm returning somewhere I've not been in a long, long time. A place I once found comfort in. I bring a hand against her shoulder, the texture of his jacket helping me to ground me even as my insides feel like they're spiraling. Sam glanced back. Show me show me not, show me a look that's not quite a smile and not quite not. A shared connection within the void. Getting lighter now. Dots of grayish green sky appearing like pockmarks in the overhang canopy of leaves, casting piebald patterns of gloom on the forest floor. The hazy beams of light seem almost tangible as they cut through the darkness. I can see floating specks of dust and plant life suspended in their sheen. The further we walk in, the more the forest opens up. Trees are thinning just a bit. The shrubbery less dense. The roots less coiled, lighter and lighter, until the veil above us gives way, and I realize we stepped into a sort of clearing. We stopped then, just glancing about, taking in this new development in our surroundings. It's a large open area nestled between the trees. The ground carpeted in the overgrown grasses and thistles of the bordering brush acting as sort of a rim to hold in the static still sea of turf. It's like looking at a painting, beautiful but frozen in time. As I gaze out across it, taking it all in, my heart begins thumping. Defeat it, defeat it, defeat it, defeat it. Defeat what? It's thumping like a steam engine. It just makes noises just as I crumple inward, because all three of them turn to look at me. Iggs? Genzo's hands on my back, quiet and warm, providing no comfort in the growing dread. Iggy, what's wrong? I clench my fingers into the fabric of my shirt. Every nerve in my body crackles like a fucking firecracker. All at once and everywhere, shooting across my skin like electric fire. It's here, I whisper, voice hitching. The fuck you talking about? Pull yourself together, will you? I bring my hands to the side of my head, terror locking my muscles, pounding through my veins. It's here, it's here, it's here, it's here! What's here? He just spins around widely. There's nothing. But there's nothing. Nothing. I got zero fucking clue what he's talking about, but I'm starting to think we need to get the fuck out of here. Come on! Gija gestures forward. The four of us take off. Genzo grabs my wrist, pulling me along, even as my knees threaten to give beneath me. And then we're running, careening across the clearing. I can barely breathe, barely hear myself think. I force whatever focus I can on simply keeping my legs moving. My eyes train on Genzo's grip on my wrist. Run, 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 run. The clearing. Why didn't the clearing get so fucking big? It seems to go on, never ending. The trees on the other side always are one more sprint, one more burst of speed away. I blink back tears as my lungs begin to burn. Just run, run. But then Genzo stops. So fast, the three of us nearly go flying. And the look of blood-drained and horror in their face is enough to stop any of us before we can ask what's wrong. Because they're looking towards the far side of the clearing. The patch of grass that had been nearly empty mere moments before. What the hell is that thing? What is that? But it is now occupied by the largest creature any of us could have seen in our lives. I don't even have words to describe it. A twisted, abominable beast of a thing. Its visage warped and snarled tissue. Eyes sunk in between meaty slits. Gargantuan body snagging as though too heavy to remain upright. And all of it rippling. That is by far the freakiest monster design I've seen in any game. Even Outlast pales in comparison to this. Strange undulating motions making its muscles twitch and lurch beneath the skin. Its jaw stretching to the back of its skull. With an axe with a blade the size of a small car pressing the ground next to it. Don't tell me that's who I think it is. It's just standing there, unmoving, menacingly even, staring at us from across the clearing. Almost like some kind of statue. Guys, I see Gator's lip trembling. None of us move. All of us frozen in place. I can't tear my eyes away from it. I feel Genzo's grip tighten around my wrist. Tighter, tighter. And that sadness, that deep, longing despair, is carving out like a rut inside of me. So deep I can't seem to breathe. Then that thing, that giant, hulking monstrosity, it reels back its head, stretching back as its neck muscles bulge and throb, and roars. Oh! For a second, my consciousness dances in and out. The sound is so deafening I can't even think. Like 50,000 thunderclaps all landing upon my ears at the same time and making my very brain rattle against the side of my skull. I bring my hands to the side of my head, and as my vision goes white, then black, then white again. My breath itself stifled somewhere in the base of my throat. Then, as abruptly as it started, the roar ends. The beast lowered its head, raises its axe, and charges. It comes fast, faster than I would have thought possible, crossing the length of the clearing in 2 giant steps. Oh, Jesus! My shell-shocked brain is barely able to comprehend the sight of it barreling towards us. But Genzo yanks me out of the way as it brings the giant hunk of axe head straight down on the ground to her feet. I don't even realize I'm screaming as I fly through the air. Stumble. Then I go face first to the ground a few yards away. I can still feel tremors rippling through the earth from the axe's impact. I hug at the ground, hug against his arm around me, keeping me pinned, and try to move, push myself back up, even as my vision shimmies, my ears ring. Genzo pushes me back down, his face pressed close to my ear. Eggs, stay down! I can hear the quiver in his voice, a slight hitch in the back of his throat. And then he's leaning back to his feet, screwdriver yanked out of his pocket as he goes charging back towards the thing. I can't bring myself to look, not while my head is still trying to stop spinning. So I do what I'm told, shakily crawling in the dirt to try to put some distance between myself and those horrifying tremors. I can hear it. Hear them. Another roar. I clench my eyes shut, dig my fingers into the dirt so deep the grit clots painfully beneath my nails. Another giant tremor. I can feel my stomach shoot up in the back of my throat, bile stinging my tongue. I crawled until I thudded my left honed my brain back to focus and shoot glance towards my side. Orlum. I see him with his back against the dirt, and a grimace on his lips, blood leaking from his mouth. But he pays it, and me no heed. Quickly bouncing back up to his feet and raising his already bloody blade to growl. I clench my eyes shut, then attempt to push myself to my feet and turn around. I immediately met with a rush of air straight at my face. I gasp and throw my hands up. But it's just the sheer force of the axe being thrown around. Every swing forms jets of air that go cascading along the ground, making it a grass dance. Left, right, left, turning it the clearing into a roiling ocean. Or slamming down again with an earthquake-like shake that nearly sends me backwards into my ass. Hands on our peak. My heart breaking, beating in my ears. They're fighting it. They're somehow actually fighting it. I can't say they're winning, but their size and speed at least seems to be keeping everyone from getting crushed. Yet, I dash off to the right when it seems the commotion is about to head my way, my hands to my head. Beast lets out a throaty snarl and charges in Gidge's direction, so I'm being left right down in rapid succession. Oh! It brings the axe down with another mighty crack. And in a short moment where the blade is buried deep into the earth, Gidget stabs their point straight into one of the meaty slits of their eyes. The beast roars, responding with a mighty instinctive swipe of their hand as it hits Gidget square in the stomach. They go flying. As the creature yanks the axe free of the door, Orlum climbs onto its back. I see him stab his knife into the thing's neck again and again in rapid succession. But the thing simply shakes its head. Orlum lasts about 3 seconds before going tumbling off, narrowly avoiding the beast as it whirls around, axe slicing through the air. The thing rears up. Another charge. Gizzo barely has time to roll out of the way. He misses a swing of the axe, but gets hit as the beast sends a claw out. The swipe hits him clean across the chest, carving 3 deep gashes across the shoulder and neck as it sends him tumbling across the turf. Fuck. I bring my hands to my head, heart pounding, eyes frozen. Again and again they attack, but again and again the thing simply passes them away. Their strikes too small, like mosquito bites against a hulking beast's side. They're sent flying, tumbling, bludgeoning, and bruised. Claw strikes carving across skin, their narrow escapes from the axe growing tighter and tighter. Another roar, the loudest one yet. I slap my hands against my ears as I feel my knees tremble. Getting angrier. The rage palpable in a way that its howl cracks in the air. In the way that its feet pound at increasing speed against the earth. Faster, more desperate, more infuriated. Iggy! I hear Giz's cry before I open my eyes and see it charging straight at me. Legs moving on instinct, I go flying to the side. It's on me in less than a second. I only manage to just escape its fury of its feet, but I don't see the axe. The butt of it catches me in the hurricane force of its side swipe. Something cracks in my lower back. I'm sent flying. All that happens within a matter of seconds. One moment I'm sprinting across the turf, the next I'm tumbling my face in the dirt, rolling and bouncing as my arms and legs flail and fall to my sides. I don't see Gidget scream and go hurtling towards it. Don't see Orlum latch on the thing's claw like some kind of furious tick stabbing at its fingers. Don't see Genzo racing towards me, stumbling to the ground next to me. Only when his face overtakes my vision do I realize I've fallen. Iggs! Body is screaming at me. A sharp shooting pain radiating from my back and a cold wetness forming on the back of my shirt. Fuck. Iggs! He's lifting my head off the ground. He's fuzzy at first. He's a hazy outline topped with a blob of black. But he sharpens into view as it is gasping. I take a gasping breath and feel my lungs expand. All to me ached. I wince in an attempt to move my arms and legs, my fingers. Everything still seems to be working despite my throbbing sides. I'm okay, I say, because I have to be. I have to be if I were going to get through this. I push myself up to the seat, Genzo's hand going to my back. His face in contorted fear. I'm okay, really, I say again. This is accompanied by another roar, a pained one. Both of us look to see Orlum sinking his knife straight into one of the thing's claws. Then there's a cascade of blood that saturates the grass. God, fuck. I hear Genzo whisper breath beneath his breath. And for a moment, he seems to be lost in shock. In the sight of it taking another swing at Gidget, though must snap him out of it because he pushes himself back to his feet with a grunt. I've gotta help him. Does with a grimace. Blood stains in his front and neck. I can see where the claws have torn through his shirt, deep gashes that ripped open the skin. Stay down! Then he's off again, because there's no other choice. I watch him go charging back into the fray, launching himself at the thing's tail and burying the point of his screwdriver straight into the bulging muscle and tissue. I need to get up. I rock forward onto the balls of my feet. My back still screaming at me. I notice red on the grass where I've been lying, but I push up anyway, tottering up and onto my feet. Fuck. I bring my hand to my head and attempt to find my balance. And with every thump of my heart, another shooting spark of pain zigzags up and down my spine and through my legs. Fuck. The tears are forming hot and stinging in my eyes now. But not for me. For them. I wish Gidget flung to the side as he whirls around. As Orlum is thrown to the ground and I hear the air snap. Genzo was whipped off the thing's tail like a fly and set bubbling and rolling. And yet they keep fighting because they have no choice. We have no choice. There's something strangely familiar about the sight. Yo! As I stand there, everything's glitching, and as I stand there and watch, the tears cloud in my eyes, I can't help but feel like I'm peering through some kind of looking glass. Wait, what? Wait. Oh! Wait! No! Wait, I can see through the glitches! That's, what's it called? Damn it. It was that non-canon D&D night. What was it? It's our fantastic Wonderland. Yeah, it's their outfits. Their outfits are glitching in and out of reality. Oh, that's so cool. Genzo. Oh, it's so cool. At any one of possible futures and pasts, and through that scattershot threshold, I noticed the cries of that creature. A horrible, repulsive, abominable beast of a thing. Sounding more and more human. No, it can't be. We couldn't. We would never. We could never hurt limping forward. Guys! But my voice is nothing more than gravelly hitch at the back of my throat. Guys, stop! Still, the fight continues. Another roar, but I don't even attempt to block their ears this time. Now when I know I can hear the pain in it, the despair, I raise a trembling hand. Stop! That's louder now. I force a sound from my lungs even as they rattle and shriek. While in front of me, I watch my friends tear each other apart. That's Bucks! Genzo close to me turns around. What? Shouts right before he whips around and clocks him square in the chest. I hear one of his ribs cracks go flying. No. My chest feels like it's caving in on itself. That's Bucks! I try again, my voice tight as the tears start leaking down my cheeks. Orlum buries a knife into the top of the thing's head with a deep squelch, only for the beast to reel back with an agonizing howl and shake them off. What are you talking about? Gidget this time, their arms littered with gashes and their narrowly dodged swings of the thing's tail. It's Bucks! I shouted again, so loud, so desperate this time, I feel my vocal cords rip from the effort. My shout must catch the thing's attention though, because I see its head swivel in the direction with a snap. It starts forward. Fuck. Its feet pounding in the earth as it moves towards me. Fuck. Something. I gotta do something. I gotta have something. I begin frantically searching my clothes, my pockets. This isn't how it's supposed to end. I dig deep into the lower pockets of my pants, towards the items that have lain dormant since we began this final trip down the tree. Stomp. My hands touches something soft, latches onto it, my hair curling around my fingers. I pull it out. The doll! The lifeless button eye staring up at me in the palm of my hand. Not knowing what else to do, I thrust it in the air like some kind of offering. My knees, my breath, my very soul trembling. The creature skids to a halt in front of me. Sending a cloud of dust and dirt up my eyes, my face burning my lungs. but I keep the doll held high. Oh! Hey, what the fuck are you doing? I see them through the cloud, all three of them running at me. But it's okay. This isn't how it's supposed to end after all. I see the beast cock its head to the side, studying me. Bucks! It's us! My voice quivers, but I push through it. Even as my knees threaten to give and my heart threatens to stop. It's your friends, Bucks! The beast rights itself, staring down at me and the doll, then raises its axe. And slices the top half of my hand off. Oh shit. I feel nothing at first. My vision spasms, in and out, crackling lightning bolts shooting up my spine. I stare up at it, frozen in place and thoughts stolen, before the pain begins. The crackle zipping up my palm of my hand, the end of my fingers, blossoming in a white hot fire that steals the breath from me. I jerk forward, arm curling inward. The doll. Arm curling inward. The doll. I stare down at it, my hand. The doll is gone. I stare at my hand. Half my fingers are gone. Blood is bubbling up from severed appendages, like a pipe bursting. Red. My hand is red. Won't stop shaking. The red is everywhere, gushing across my palm and down across my wrist and arm. I'm swaying now, my vision fading in and out. Eggs! Iggy! I hear them shout for me. I hear the distant shriek of that thing as they charge from behind it, weapons sinking into flesh. This isn't how it's supposed to end. I fall at my feet. Another roar, screams, enraged shouts. The continue red pouring from my hand. Bucks, this isn't how it's supposed to end. I reach back into my pocket, blood quickly soaking the fabric of my stumps, searching for the rest of my cavity. They touch something cold. Jagged edges of something metal, coiled heavily at the bottom beneath where the doll had been. I curl my palm around it, slick with blood. A Hooner's necklace. I almost laughed. I've been so stupid. Its golden surface shines up from within the blood sleeked to my grip of my palm. Then I lift it into the air. Even the creature thrashes and howls. Even as the shadowy figures of my friends cling to the legs and back. Even as the blood leaks down past my elbow, and my hand and my body trembling. I hold it on high. The creature must see it because its demeanor shifts. The deep-set desperation seeming to grip something as it first pulls Genzo, then Orlum off its neck and slam them dead to the ground. Then me. It takes one look at me. It lets out a bellow straight at my face and splits my eardrums in two. Then grabs me with its claws and lifts me straight off the ground. Iggy! I hear Gitch's shriek below me. But I don't fight it. My feet dangle beneath me as my arms cling to the beast's grip on my midsection. Higher and higher I go until I'm even with its gaze. Put him the fuck down! Genzo sounds so desperate below me, the tears audible in his voice. But all I can do is wince as the thing's grip tightens around me, constricting my chest, making it difficult to breathe. Bucks! I squeak out, my voice hoarse. I still have the necklace raised above my head. Bucks, remember! The surface of the necklace glows all warm all of a sudden. It's glowing! Not warm. Hot. It's so hot it's searing my skin. My blood bubbling and frothing. Oh, it's so bright! And then my eyes go white. Oh my god, it's so disgusting. It's so big. Wait, what? How are we supposed to go on this slide? Wait. Whose POV are we looking through right now? I'm not touching it. Gnarly. I don't see what the big problem is. Wait, what? Eek! Oh my god. See? It's cute. Don't bring it over here. But it's just a little guy. He's a monster. You're pretty brave. Wait, is this when they first met? Those guys are just a bunch of scaredy cats. What are you gonna do with it? I guess I'll go put it in the grass, and no one will have to be scared of it. Bye, little guy. Maybe don't make your web on the playground next time. Oh, it's a spider! Oh, okay. You're so nice to it. Well, it didn't hurt anyone. My name's Hooner. What's yours? I'm Bucks. Wanna be friends? Unless you're scared too. Why would I be scared? You seem like a very kind person. Oh. Yeah, well, let's be friends. I like you, Hooner. Oh gosh. Aw, look at the two. Oh. I'm hungry. I want tomatoes. Bucks. But I'm hungry, Iggy. I bet if you shout real loud, you'll give you some tomatoes. Really? Genzo! I want tomatoes. But I'm hungry and I want tomatoes. Young lady, if you're not going to be quiet, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Give me tomatoes, lady. Bugs, oh my god. Alright, Missy, out. Oh? Hi, Hooner. What you doing? Young lady. Whoops. You're so funny, Bucks. I'm just reading. Oh. Can I read too? Sure. Oh, there's so many words. How can you read it without any pictures? You don't need pictures. You can just imagine it in your head. Oh. This book is an adventure about a princess and a farm boy who becomes a pirate. It's very exciting. Oh, I like that. My brothers like to play that stuff like that. They always make me be the monster. A monster? I think you should be the princess. Princess? Sounds hard. It's not hard. I'll be the Dread Pirate Roberts and come save you. Dread Pirate Roberts? You're so silly, Hooner. I'll write my own book about it. Write a book? Yeah, I love thinking up stories. I want to write my own book someday. Oh, cool! I'll read your books, Hooner. But I need to learn to read chapter books first. It's okay, Bugs. It'll take me at least 5 weeks to write a whole entire book. Okay, I'll definitely learn to read by then. Aww. I say you could talk, dickwad. Now you're just asking for it. Hey, assholes. It's the killer whale. Yeah, you better run, you fucking ingrates. Monster. I'll show you a monster. What? Hey, you okay? Those turd biscuits hurt you? I'm fine. Orlum Bucks! What happened? Just a couple of asshats. I told them off. Told them off? More like scared them off. Nothing more terrifying than a fist of steel coming straight at your face. The Bucks monster fist of death strikes again. Damn straight. Orlum? Christ on a cracker. Bucks, are you okay? Huh? Oh, Hooner. Of course I am, why do you ask? Well, you went up against those guys. There were so many of them. It was fine, I showed them who's boss. Besides, I gotta protect the crew. But what if you got hurt? I don't know what I'd do with myself if something happened to you. What is it? What'd I say? Oh, Hooner, you're so sweet. Aw. Oh, they're so adorable together. Bucks, she's our gal. If she can't do it, no one shall. Lambrooks Buxley Krills is up to bat. Krills has been real terror of the play these last few games. And with 2 people already on the base, I can't imagine who isn't feeling the pressure. What's happening now? Bucks is batting. Oh shit, fuck him in the ass, Bucks. Enzo! Should we stand up now? Oh, Orlum. And that's out of here! Home run! Another brilliant hit by Lambrook's monster. Wait. The pitcher doesn't look happy. What in the world? Oh, Krills did not like that. And we've got a fight. This is, oh my god. And now the crowd's getting involved. What's happening now? Everyone's fighting. Bucks punched the other girl in the face. Oh shit, a brawl? I'm getting in on this! Genzo! Iggy! Wait for me! Dude. Oh my god, he has a black eye. Would you stop laughing? That wasn't funny, Bucks. You kidding? Did you see the look on her face? Bam, bam, whoop, right in the kisser. Teach her to say shit about Lambrook. What? I wish you wouldn't do things like that. Why not? Everyone loves it. Homers and Shiners, they can't get enough. I'm basically a bona fide celebrity. What? You could get hurt. What? As if. Have you? I forgot that B is to go back. Have you seen those guys? Or have you seen these guns, huh? They're made for whacking. Not to me, they aren't. You don't need to do things like that, Bucks. Yeah, well, what else am I good for, huh? I'm big and loud and angry and I hit things. I'm a fucking monster. I think you're beautiful. Aw, beautiful? Bucks, I think you're the most beautiful girl in the world. And I want to know if you would be my girlfriend. Oh my god, he says so fast. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy. Gah! I'll be the best, most wonderful girlfriend in the world. And I will hug you every day and murder anyone who tries to touch you. And Bucks, you're going to choke me. Oh, I'm back at the prom night. Bucks, Hooner. You guys have fun at prom? Yeah. It was nice. My throat is starting to kill me for doing all these voices, but you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it for the entertainment value. Look at you both. It must have been so romantic. I'm so jealous. Romantic? Pshaw. Bucks probably busted the place up. Ballroom blitz, motherfucker. It's true, I can't even imagine Bucks in a dress. Who'd have thought Landbrook's high monster would have a prom date before any of us fuckers? Am I right or am I right? Yeah, she doesn't match the vibe at all. Yeah, pretty fucking crazy. Like polishing a turd or something. You know me, gotta keep people on their toes. Or else I'll chop them off. Yeah, disproportionate violence! Come on, I wanna go play bingo. Daddy's feeling lucky tonight. There he goes. But I wanted to dance! Wait for me! Bucks. We don't have to stay. It's, you know, the crew. Come on, let's go win some shit. Bucks, huh? You were beautiful tonight. Aww. Oh? Buxley Krills? Oh, don't you full name me. You know I hate it when you full name me. Oh, you hate it, do you? You want to know what I hate? Not really, but I'm guessing I'm gonna hear it anyway, huh? I hate when you don't get home until 7 at night. Yeah, because I'm working. I'm the only one paying for any of this shit. Your shifts end at 5 now. So I've got a lot of paperwork. Yeah, and then you come home and immediately start drinking. You would too if you had to deal with the type of jackasses I do. Because taking care of a screaming child all day is better? I didn't ask for the screaming child. Oh, and I did? You're the one who forgot the damn pill. Oh shit. Things are getting a little bit heavy. My fault, my fault, my fault. Everything's my fault, isn't it? It's both our faults. But that means it's both our responsibilities to man the fuck up and face the consequences. I hate my fucking life, Hooner. My dream is ruined. My life is ruined. You think you're the only one who had to throw away their dream? You're the only one who had to make sacrifices? I can't take it anymore. I never wanted this. I never wanted any of this. I'm not who you think I am. I never have been. I'm not your perfect fucking wife. I'm your perfect fucking mom. I wish she was dead. What happened to you? When did you become such a monster? Oh. So that was probably the argument that did it. Bucks. Bucks. You don't need to do things that like that, Bucks. You're the strongest person that I know. You saved me in more ways than you know. But even you need saving sometimes, and none of us saw that. You're not a monster, Bucks. But please, just come home. Come home, Bucks. You're not a monster, Bucks. Come home, Bucks. Holy shit. I don't have any words. That was just incredible. Bucks doesn't say anything for a long time. We retreat to the edge of the trees to a small outcropping of stones and logs where we can stop for a second. stop and sit to recover mentally and physically. All of us, all of us with faces pale and haggard and limbs leaking blood with various quantities. Bugs just sits there with her gaze pointing at the ground, her eyes dark. Strange, how small she looks. Despite normally towering over all of us, the box in my head has become so warped. The energetic presence that made me laugh so often throughout the years, the stone-faced killer that chopped off my leg and arm, butchered Genzo, strangled Orlum, bludgeoned Gidget, murdered us again and again, and again and again, always meeting our final end, as though embodying judgment itself. Judgment for our sins, from the one we turned into a monster. I looked at her now and I don't know what to say. There's nothing to say. So instead I sit and tremble as Genzo attempts to wrap it what's left in my hand. The pain feels so distant. I can't decide if it's because I'm in so much pain or that my brain can't decide what hurts. Or if I've simply become so numb that I'm no longer capable of feeling pain. Maybe a little bit of both. I lean against Genzo's shoulder as he makes a joke about how I'd just done this for him the night prior. I'm unable to laugh or cry. Gidgets squatting on a boulder across from us, wrapping their own wounds. Their arms are a mess of cuts and bruises. The side of their chin looks swollen. Orla, meanwhile, is wandering around the clear ring. I see him kneel down to pick something out of the corner of my eye. But it isn't until he's made his way back over and is holding it in my face that I realize what it is. I'd have collected your dis un, I have collected your disunited digits had I thought they'd be of any use. Those sits limply in his palm, staring up at me with button eyes. As it is, I doubt they bring you any solace. I accept the doll gently. It's tattered and wet with blood. I knead it between my thumbs, staring down at its bedraggled form. There's a deep gash across its neck, and strings and fibers poke out errantly from the torn cloth. I twist its head back and forth and watch the ripped edges strain. Don't take your latent homicidal tendencies out on the poor doll, Eggs. Genzo laughs, the movement rocking up and down against his shoulder. I sniff, wet with the snot leaking down my nose. Please kill me, Iggy. I stare down at the doll. It's a stupid doll. Then, with an angry clench of my jaw, I grab the head and rip it off. Jesus! I feel Genzo's body jump. And then when I look up, I see Gidget and Orlum staring at me. I sniff again. Let the head drop to the grass. Fluff swells. Stretched, stretched fluff swells from the torn neck hole. The red stain of my own blood coating white fibers makes it look especially gruesome. But there's something else. Something dull and rounded, nestled deep in the plush innards. I reach in and pull it out. A key? Oh, I simply say. It's a key. Aged and leaden. A long, thin shank connecting a crown-like bow to the worn bit at the bottom. What the fuck? Genzo whistles beneath his teeth. Across me, Giz slides off the boulder, their gaze locked onto the key. All of us seem transfixed on it. On this simple piece of metal trembling between my fingers. Where does it go? Gidget finally says, their voice soft. I know. Only this time I hear the voice no one expects. All of a sudden, we start to see Buck slowly rising to her feet. There's something portentous about the sight as she rises to her full height, thick and stalwart against the horizon. She turns her head towards us, looking so tired. I can take us there. Oh. Buck leads us towards the other end of the clearing. If end is even the right word. Because the farther we walk, the farther the clearing seems to extend. On and on. I glance behind us and see our small resting spot, now nothing but a tiny trio of dots in the horizon. And yet the trees in front of us never get any closer. Am I going completely mental, or does it feel like we're not getting anywhere? Genzo grumbles. I'm not sure if he's addressing the group or talking to himself. Either way, no one responds. I instinctively walk just a bit closer to him, and let my gaze travel back and forth to either side of the clearing. Something's different. Something's changing. Are the trees going closer together? Suddenly, it feels like I can barely tell one from the another, like they're becoming one wooden mass. The sky overhead, had it always been this cloudy? Giant dark thunderheads have formed out of nowhere, pushing and shoving each other in their race to climb up towards the heaven. I glance back again, blink, rubbing my eyes. Wait, didn't we? The line of trees behind us is only a few meters away. Where'd the rest of the clearing go? My chest grows tight, my mouth dry. I turn back. Now the trees are even tighter and twisted. I can see their branches contort and curl, wrapping around around neighboring trees like coiled snakes. More and more of them, blocking any and all grass between the trees, forming an impenetrable wall that seems that leaps every second closer and closer, a pack closing in. Bugs? I try to whisper. My throat's my throat is so dry it comes out as barely audible wheeze. I bring a shaky hand to my forehead, wiping at a veil of sweat. Why does it feel like the trees are moving? Flickers of movement in the corners of my eye. But every time I turn my head, everything is static still. Left, right, left, and each time something has changed. More, more coiled branches, more warped roots protruding from the ground. Or is it my imagination? My emotionally and physically wearing mind playing tricks on me? Sheer pain plaguing my body, making me hallucinate. I let out a soft, shuddered gasp and lift my gaze downward. Don't look at him. Don't look left. Don't look right. And most importantly, don't look back. My heart's beating so fast now, like it wants to be straight out of my chest. Don't look back. Left foot, right foot, one after the other. My breath trembles on my lips. Don't look back. Where are the others? I need to see the others. But I can't bear to look up. Now when I hear these trees moving, twisting, grinding around us. Genzo? I reach towards him, my fingers quivering. Genzo! Stretching my arm out. Desperate. Where? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? In a panic, I dash forward, only to immediately ram straight into Genzo's back when he stops walking. I let out a stifled gasp and immediately jerk my head up, only to see everyone staring ahead, at a gate in front of us. Oh! No, not gate. More like a barrier built from warped, knotted trees. There's a lock on it. A giant keyhole carved from dark wood. I, sta- I stand there, slack-jawed, just staring at it. My head's still racing, my breath still heavy and ragged. Bugs turns back to me, then everyone else. Four sets of eyes just staring at me. I quickly grab for the key in my pocket. My fingers could find the cool metal, pull it out. I step forward. The key fits perfectly in the lock. It turns with a crisp twist, and then the gate slowly, heavily, as though it had been touched in centuries, creaks open, leaving nothing but blackness beyond. I turn back to the group, my face grim. Past the point of return now, with nothing but fate to guide us. But whether that fate leads to hope or despair is anyone's guess. I point my gaze into the darkness, then step past the threshold into the void. It's dark, and strangely warm, an odd sort of humidity clinging to the air, a visceral moisture. We walk, surrounded by nothingness, no feeling of grass underfoot, no breeze brushing past our cheeks, nothing that heavy veil of warm shelter, and dull, unceasing thump. It buzzes in my ears, thump, thump, making making a cilia drum, itch, like slowly crawling around inside my ear canal. It gets louder as we walk, slowly opening out to fill up the void, more and more incessant, until my whole body hums with it. Thump, 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 thump. It appears in the blackness of a head. A spot of green, an oasis in the abyss. Closer, growing larger as we approach. A thin strip of grass floating as though suspended in the air. Closer, all of us gazing upon it, a surreal sense of homecoming that takes form in our eyes, in our hearts. Grass we once laid on, grass we once played on, grass we once laughed on. And at the center of all that green, a single, enormous tree. We reach the edge of the grass. Don't even hesitate as our feet stride into the damp surface. Blades of grass part for our step. All of us are staring up at it. With a big old willow. Tallest tree in the forest. Trunk is like a massive boulder covered in twisty, gnarled roots. Up, up, and up. The thumping is restless now. My brain itself buzzing and whirring inside my skull. My heart beating faster and faster. So fast I can feel my vision warp, because my eyes travel upward. I see the branches twist and wrap and coil. A perfect mass of winding shoots and sprigs, all of them pulsing and throbbing, squeezing and choking. Oh god. Oh my god, wait, is it really that bad? Oh my gosh. It's Sadie's mangled invisible through the snarl. Okay, you know what? Good thing I turned on censored because I don't want to see it. I fall on my knees, unable to tear my eyes away. She's putting a hand in my mouth, feeling a bile rise in the back of my throat like hot acid. It barely looks human anymore. A monstrous, pulsating mass of bloated, decaying skin, like a corpse left in the water for weeks, only somehow still living. Bulbous sacks of skin breathing in and out. As the branches of the tree twist and snake through and around the heaving knots of flesh. I wouldn't even have recognized her if her were it not for the purple blanket, now ripped and matted with a choky and bulging skin. Frayed bits of it stretch between leaves and branches like some kind of morbid party streamers. My body plumps in and out of time with pulsing in my ears. A crop of hair on the top shuddering above her swollen eyes. My children. None of us move. All of us rooted to the spot and staring at the twisted abomination in front of us. Welcome back. Voice haven't heard in a long time. Unlocking a core memory deep in the darkest recesses of my brain. That's Sadie? Genzo's voice sounds choked, warbled. Buck takes a step forward and I can see the tears shimmering on her eyes. What have you done to her? I can feel the air shift around me, as though synchronizing with her thoughts. Wait, the tree is a girl? I have saved her. Saved her? Orland this time, his face an ashy gray as he looked horrified. Which is saying something for him. She's a writhing mass! Slaughtered by her own mother. Ah. such a horrible tragedy. Bugs winces and looks away, her jaw tight. But from tragedy blooms joy. The joy of innocence. Hair curls around me like sickly sweet tendrils. The scent that I had once captivated me long ago. Never had I sampled a blood so innocent, felt it coursing through my roots. I had to have her. She's a fucking baby! I can hear the crackle of shocked disbelief in their voice, making it tremble. But she continues unbothered. So I saved her, keeping her alive. So I could taste her wish. You call that alive? You seem displeased. You turned my daughter into an abomination, you overgrown weed! The air goes suddenly tight and choked. I feel my lungs hiccup as though crushed inside a vice. I clutch my hand to my chest, my body spasms. You abandoned her. The same as you abandoned me. Do you have any idea how alone I was? How hungry I was? Muscles still quaking, I somehow managed to push myself back to my feet. My breath labored. I clenched my teeth, pushed against the clamp around my voice box until the words crackled through. We didn't abandon you. You abandoned us. Liar! At this, the air, the ground, the world itself began to tremble, to shake, to rock. Thunderous and all around me as I attempted to keep my knees from crumbling beneath me. Another explosion from next to us. An enormous tree root burst straight out of the ground, spewing earth and rock as it shoots skyward. Then another one on the other side, thick and impregnable as it comes shooting from the dirt. All around us, more and more of them. As the ground continues to quake so violently as I can feel my bones crack against each other. Damn it! Just backwards, the grass opens up straight in front of me, hurling skyward. Then I'm running, half tripping over myself in panic, shooting through my veins as I go sprinting back across the grassy tract. But they're everywhere now. He begins to go flying as one of the wooden snakes latches itself to his feet. He lasts about 10 seconds before it's coiled around his legs and belly, hoisting him into the air. Orlum successfully dodges only one root, only to get shoved forward by another whipping from behind him. In his subsequent stupor, third clenches around his chest. Bugs launches herself at the root, closing in on Gidget, only for it to slam her straight back to the ground with a sickening crack. When Gidget darts towards her in horror, both of them are snatched up, unable to move as the roots lift them off their feet. I can't be the only one I ram straight into the trunk of one and go bouncing backwards. Me too. Before I can so much as collect my bearings, it has my foot. I try as my might to plunge my fingers into the dirt. Its pull is too strong. Far too strong. My rope floats upside down as it dangles me in the air like a fish on a hook. Before another root grabs my arm, coils around my chest, and carries me back towards her. I cough, choke, my head spinning as I push against my tightly wound wooden pincer keeping me aloft. Oh crap. All five of us clenched in her grip, and hanging there simply like toys awaiting their turn to play. I can feel her looking at us. The way the air shifts its focus on each of us in turn, tightening against her skin. I abandoned you? A shudder ripples through the air. Then the roots holding Orlum twist and snap, squeezing around him with an angry clutch. The homicidal urges! I hear Orlum grunts against the pressure of one eye clenching shut. Wanting to kill your own father! Then she goes against out, the roots digging into his belly and forcing out a gas choke. Erections in the locker room? Gizzo's eyes go tight. Can't you control yourself for one moment? Then to Box, sending in their child to the hospital. Brooch shakes her so hard it sends her arms and legs flailing. You broke his jaw! Then to Gidget, lifting them up as though taking a better look at them. And you, constructing genitals out of toilet paper? Gives them a shake, rocking their head backwards. Hiding them in your pants as you went about your day? No, I never abandoned you. I never abandoned any of you. You abandoned me the day you abandoned your innocence. The air snaps around us like a shimmer of electricity ricocheting across the void. You think I would soil myself with your dirty, tainted wishes? I push against the hard bark constricting my chest, my legs kicking fruitlessly beneath me. Kids grow up. Nothing stays innocent forever. That's life. There's just back to me so quickly and so sharp that I let out a gasp. You! Then softens, melting into sickly sweet tendrils that caress my chin and cheeks. My child of naivety, void and intimate. Or reeling back with a slap that whips my head to the side. I couldn't bear the thought of your betrayal most of all. Not with the sins of your companions still fresh on my tongue. So I cut you off before I could see what you become. You think any of us gives a fuck about any of that, you freaky tree lady? He starts to get into a right shake. I hear him yelp. I cared for all of you. Let you play neath the shades of my leaves. Granted you your every desire. I feel the air start to crackle. Then the roots ensnaring us start to squeeze. Tighter and tighter. Oh shit. Then I feel my ribs start to crack. My eyes start to pop, squeezing and squeezing. Until it stops just as quickly. I gasped, sucking and strangled, hoarse breath with my lungs rattling in protest. I clutched at the bark entrapping me to simply try to breathe. But it doesn't matter. Once I have her wish, none of that will matter. Which is why you're going to help me. I feel the roots slither around me, coiling up around my neck, forcing my chin upward. I tried so hard, you see. Again and again, each time this tragic play reenacted itself. I cared for her, fed her nutrients, tried to help her grow. A distressed murmur escapes my lips as I feel tendrils curl my hair slithers across my neck. But babies can't speak. A chill runs up my spine. My body starts to tremble as goosebumps rise up along the bare arms. No matter what I do, no matter how I nourish her, she'll never be able to utter those words I so longed to hear. Now my whole body is quaking, deep-seated frigidity racing through my veins. Feed me her sweet wish. You're insane! I hear oil and choke scorn next to me, though it's quickly stifled as a root clamps around its neck. Shut up! Something's churning in the air now, a roiling snarl of hot and cold emotions. You think I need any of you? Look at what you've done to my world. Poisoned it, polluted it, ravished it with your disgusting wishes and urges. I feel myself start to rise higher, kicking my legs on instinct, my body squirming helplessly in her coiled grasp. But I can fix it. You'll help me fix it. The air shudders, almost as though she's hissing in the back of her non-existent throat. Iggy, Iggy, Iggy. My empty husk of a child doesn't even know what he wants. That's not true. Suddenly, the world flips her upside down as the roots turn me over. I let out a startled cry, legs scrambling above me as blood rushes to my head. You have zero sense of self. Don't you ever wonder why this place was able to twist you so easily? Form you into exactly what each of your companions desired? A damsel in distress who needs a knight to protect him, an angry hedonist who can fight back against bullies, the perfect husband for the perfect life? You're nothing. You've always been nothing. Hollow shell that exists solely for the purpose of others. Even the choices you think you make are nothing but a sham, controlled by someone far beyond for nothing but their own entertainment. I'm sorry, is she aware of my presence? Excuse me? You dare? You dare slander the Oracle in her name? Screw you then! I squeeze my eyes shut, feeling a hot sting of tears in my throat goes tight. No, it's not. It's not true. None of that is true. I'm not. Another spin as I'm brought rightward again, so fast it leaves my head pounding and my stomach rolling in roiling knots. Oh shit. The perfect shell. For the perfect wish. What the fuck are you talking about? Leave him alone! But already my heart is starting to race. Already my chest is beginning to constrict as the anxiety takes hold. Once inside you, she'll be able to speak. She'll let me know her wish. The wish she's long kept buried inside. The purest, most innocent wish of all. Please don't. I shake my head as the tears start dribbling down my cheeks. I wonder what it'll taste like. I'm already salivating at the thought. Lady, you don't even have a mouth. Please. Every nerve in my body feels like it's going off all at once. My muscles clenching, heart racing, eyes trembling in their sockets. She raises one of her spare roots, places the tip on my forehead. I can hear my friends shouting behind me. The stricken crackle of their voices. I've waited so long for this. Suffered so long, but now I'll finally get what I deserve. Oh! Did she just Doctor Strange me? Oh. I watch them get smaller and smaller. Watch myself get smaller and smaller, falling into the void. I feel no wind. No air past my teeth. I feel nothing. On and on and on and on. Until the green oasis of my friends is nothing more than a distant dot. Until it disappears completely. I'm swallowed by the void. Completely and utterly. Alone. I fall and fall. Will I keep falling forever? Is that it? Am I cursed to be suspended in nothingness? The child of nothing returns to nothingness. There's something mildly ironic about this. I feel the corners of my lips turn upward. I close my eyes, surrendering myself to the emptiness of space. I open my eyes to the green, a soft green, a green that caresses my cheeks, tickles my chin. I push myself up to see more of it. All over and around me, a waving, rolling sea of green grass, backdrop in the most brilliant blue sky I've ever seen. I blink, test my fingers by running them through the grass. It's then I see my hands are fully intact. No missing fingers. My arm is healed too. I sit back on my haunches, just taking it all in and letting the breeze brush my face. Am I dead? But if I were dead, would I be able to feel the wind? If I were dead, would my heart ache at the beauty of the clouds in the sky? I rise shakily on my feet, just standing there swaying. The green is never ending, steady as far as the eye could see, all the way in the horizon in every direction. Just rolling hills of verdure, except for a single tree. At the peak of the nearest hill, large and lush striking against the overhead expanse of blue. I start towards it. Because what else am I supposed to do? This is giving me real Majora's Moon vibes. Like when you're on Majora's Moon and it's like all peaceful and stuff. Despite the moon itself looking very terrifying. It's where I'm supposed to go. It doesn't take long enough. Unlike the clearing, there aren't any strange abnormalities in the distance or space-time here. Maybe because this area is an abnormality in distance or space-time. Feeling altogether abashedly strange, yet at the same time strangely unabashed. I approach it, reaching branches and glittering morass of leaves, leaving piebald shadows on the turf below. Huh? A girl sits beneath it. A young girl, reading a book. I watch her turn the pages in contemplative silence. Hello, I say stupidly. She looks up and smiles. Hello, Iggy. Wait, who are you? The purple of her dress makes her look like a flower nestled in tall grass. I just reached a good part, but that's okay. There's more important things to do. Oh? I suddenly feel incredibly out of place. My big adult shoes, my big adult hands, my big adult body standing in stark contrast to the soft simplicity of this place. But then Sadie takes my hand and everything's okay. That's Sadie? Come on, this way. Uh, okay. Her tiny hands tugs at my fingers and we begin to walk. There is a path behind the tree, a quaint path of golden dirt winding and twisting down through the hilly plains. Sadie urges me cheerfully along it, humming to herself an inaudible melody. I can't help but feel like we're wandering down the yellow brick road. Where are we going? I ask after a while. To see the others. Oh, I say, despite having no inkling of what this means. It's like an adventure, like the kind my dad used to read me. Your dad? You can remember that? I could hear him every night through the darkness, stories of courage and bravery. Oh, you're pretty brave, you know that? I didn't think it's true. But you made it all the way here. I laughed at this, a self-deprecating chuckle. Well, but stop as we round the next corner. There's a small figure huddled down on the side of the path. I recognize her brown pigtails. Big salty tears dribble down her cheeks as she hugs her dirty knees. Sadie cocks her head to the side. She's so sad. Something horrible must have happened. Buck slams her tiny fist down on the ground with an angry wail. I wish she was dead. Sadie and I both give a jump, which must alert Buck to our presence, because she turns towards us, blinking in confusion. Huh? Sadie steps forward, holding out her hand. Why are you crying? Buck sighs Sadie's hand. Her gaze goes skyward. She brings a finger to her mouth. I forgot. It's okay. Maybe you'll remember. Yeah. Come on. We're gonna go find the others. Okay, that sounds great. Buck's tears are gone. She grabs Sadie's hands, swinging it between the two of them as they start down the path once more. I follow behind the curious silence. Around the next hill, I spy a familiar patch of orange. Orlum is standing in the side of the path, his little fist clenched as he glares at the ground angrily. Sadie and Buck stop in their tracks, wary. No one says anything, until Orlum stomps on the ground, tiny tears forming his eyes. I wish I could make the rules for once. It takes a few moments for the dust to settle back around his foot. Then he pops open first one eye, then the other. Sees us watching him. He jerks back. Don't hurt me. I didn't. They says forward. We're not gonna hurt you. We're on an adventure. An adventure? Yeah, come help us find everyone. Orlum picks nervously at his nose. Okay. He steps onto the path. We start on our way once more. I feel a tickle of the palm on my palm as I glance down to see him clutching my hand. He glances anxiously from the side to side as we walk. Around the next bend, we're starting to understand what's happening. Maybe, but that doesn't make any less weird than when I spy Gidget's crop of blonde hair come to view. They got their hands held out to their sides and they're walking the edge of the path like some kind of tightrope. That looks dangerous, I hear Orla mumble. In front of me, Sadie, Bucks are silent, just watching. Gidget reaches a small incline in the path and stops, and spins around with a flourish and raising their arms. I wish I was the most beautiful person in the world. They blink, look at us, then bring their arms down sheepishly. I didn't know when I had an audience. It was great, Sadie laughs. Yeah, you were like super, super cool. I didn't think it was that impressive. Gidget tilts their head down with a shy smile. You want to come with us? We're looking for everyone else. Yeah, it's just like a pirate and the princess. Pirate and princess? Gidget looks confused, but must not care much because this quickly morphs into a white grin. Sure, that sounds fun. When we start forward again, this time Gidget takes my other hand, pulling me along happily. Come on, Iggy, don't fall behind. I try to pick up the pace. I don't want to let anyone down. I know who we'll see around the corner next. So the head of a spiky black hair is no surprise. Gizu squatted down, facing away from the path and drawing idly in the dirt with a stick. His knees covered in scratches and dirt, just the way they always were. The five of us stand there and watch in silence. Once he seems to finish his design, he mumbles something incoherent under his breath and stands up. He turns around. It probably jumps to about 10 feet. Shoot! When did all of you guys... He hastily attempts to scrub out of what he drew. It's okay, you don't have to be scared. I'm not scared. What were you mumbling just now, huh? Buck clenches her fist together in earnest. I wasn't mumbling anything. Yeah, you did. I heard it too. You did not. We all had to say it. Who the cares? Enzo. It's okay. Enzo points to his gaze down stubbornly as I see his fist shaking. Finally, he mumbles something again. Hey, I couldn't hear it. I wish I could see eggs again. Thea laughs and holds out her hand. Come on, we've almost found everyone. Gizzo huffs and turns away, crossing his arms over his chest. But he follows the group as we start up again for the last time. I try to catch a glimpse of what he's drawing, but it's too scratched out. Nothing but a faint outline of letters peeking through. We make our way towards the final hill. I can't help but feel a bit kind of like some kind of babysitter as they walk awkwardly in the middle of that passel of children. Some of them laughing and skipping, others sulking, others with hunkered shoulders and eyes blinking in anxious curiosity, but all of them ushering me along, pulling on my hands, my shirt, pushing me from behind. Come on, Iggy. Don't fall behind, Iggy. We're almost there, Iggy. Around the hill. My breath catches in my lungs for a moment. It's me. Dude, this is giving me like the vibes of that one trend that's going around. It's like, it's like it's you, and then the next panel is like it's like just despite everything, it's still you. It's giving me that kind of vibe. Not the current me though, but a much younger me. The me who'd convinced all my friends to cut their hands on that fateful night. The me who'd gazed out in awe at the world and wondered what awaited us. The me who'd never been able to experience the same unbridled joy of seeing my friends so happy that day. Hearing me look back with a smile as my friends runs toward him. Oh, Iggy! Iggy, what did you wish for? Iggy, can you believe it? Younger me shakes his head with a smile. I haven't wished for anything yet. Nothing? Iggs, you gotta wish for something. Younger me laughs, scratches the back of his neck sheepishly. The rest of my friends go running past, into the land of magic and curiosity that awaited. I can hear their laughter, their sheer unadulterated elation as they see and feel and experience everything for the first time. Oh, it's so cute! Younger me watches this too, standing there from the sidelines. He turns back to me and Sadie, and I can see tears shimmering in his eyes. I wish... Now the tears are forming in my eyes too, because I know exactly what he's going to say. What is he going to say? I wish I could make my friends this happy forever. You and I are the same, you know. We are both children of nothing, but you still have a chance to change things. But what'll happen to me? I don't know. But wouldn't you like to find out? Rather than repeat the same cycle again and again? On an impossible quest for everyone's happiness? Except your own? It's your choice, Iggy. Let me in. Or don't. Wait, what? Oh shit, we have a choice? We have a choice? No. Wait, what? This is my choice. And I'm doing this. For me. No, wait, no. I didn't click that. I swear to God I didn't click that. I did not click it. Sadie. What do you want, Sadie? What do you wish for more than anything else in the whole world? Yes, there she is. I can feel her. I knew he'd be the perfect vessel. Easy and to hollow out. And replace. Iggs is gone? Iggy! Now tell me, my child, what is it you want? What do you wish for more than anything else in the whole world? Please kill me, Iggy! Ah! I can feel it. I can taste it. The axe! Oh shit. It tastes incredible. I feel so alive. The innocence coursing through my roots. This was truly the single, purest, most perfect. As you wish. No! I can't do this! My wishes! Without my wishes, I'll... Wait, that's what he looks like? Please kill me, Iggy. I wish I had a puppy. I wish I had the animals. I wish I could make my friends happy forever. Holy shit. When I open my eyes, it's dark. Dark and quiet. Quiet aside from the distant buzz of cicadas. The soft whistle of wind through my trees. I rub my eyes, my head pounding, feeling like I've just woken up from the longest nap I've ever taken in my life. Then groggily push myself into a seat. Blink, taking in sight around me. Incredibly familiar, yet unbelievably foreign. Around me are forms of my friends, all of them lying in the grass, identical cuts in their hands. There's something heavy in my lap. A book. I look down at it curiously, but its pages are blank. Huh? Unsure what to make of this, I simply stare at it. A groan across the circle. What the fuck? Genzo pushes himself up the grass. He rubs vigorously at the side of his head and jaw clenched. Why the fuck do I feel like someone's been doing road work in my head? Repeatedly. The jackhammer. His shoulders slump and he glances at me from across the circle, then at the others, then down at his hand. And why do I feel a strange thrill of euphoria at seeing my right index finger? Moving to my left. I see gidgets start to come too. Then they sit up with jolts, their eyes wide. What? They sit there a moment, just staring straight ahead, and seem to relax. They look at me and Genzo, then out across the surrounding forest, not saying a word. They finally, what happened? What happened? What did happen? I pressed a finger on my temple, face scrunched. We tried to do some kind of ritual? No. There was a tree floating in the back, in a block of space, and pain. I mean, so much pain. My prodding thoughts are cut short when Orlum sits up across from me, his orange hair strangely prominent against the black backdrop of the woods. I don't feel so good. Yeah, and what else is new? The day something's not wrong with you is the day we'll all bow down and call you king. I.e., ain't happening. You! But they're both cut off with a loud wail from my right. Buck sits up, tears dribbling down her cheeks as she sobs loudly. I have momentarily plugged my ears. Why do I feel so sad? She lets out a hiccup, with her shoulders continuing to tremble. Hey, it's okay. Gidget gets to their feet, instantly moves over to Bucks. I watch as they tuck Bucks in against their shoulders and begin rocking them side to side. It's okay now, everything's fine. Bucks sniffles, hiccups again. But my heart hurts so bad. The rest of us grow silent, just watching. Then the tears start. First Orlum, I look over to see big salty pools beneath from his eyes. Then he's sobbing too. His his form crumbling, the shoulders sag inwards, and tears begin steaming down his face. Then Genzo. I see him trying to be tough, but it lasts all for 5 seconds. Then his face crumbles in on itself. Snot and tears are running rivers down his cheeks. This is enough to set me off. I hug my arms around my legs, face buried in my knees as I let waterworks flow. I can't stop them. My heart feels like it's tearing in two. Bludgeoned, beaten, ripped apart, like 100+ years of sadness and pain and trauma is all dumping it on me at once. I don't even have to look up to know what Gidget's crying too, even as they continue to rock Buck's tiny form back and forth, even as they try to reassure her, and all of us, and themselves, that everything is going to be okay. I cry and cry till my throat turns raw and my eyes turn red. So I feel some of that sadness start to release its grip on my heart. When sobs finally give way to quiet sniffles, I look back up. I look out at my friends, all of us with lips trembling and eyes strained. I wipe my face and take a shaky breath. I slowly rise to my feet, wobbling as I was trying to find my balance. I don't really know what to say, so I don't say anything. Instead, I find my gaze pulled to the center of the circle, towards a small oblong object poking up the grass. I step towards it, crouch down, lift a tentacle from the ground. Sadie! It's the doll! Oh, it's a doll. Soft and worn, long dark hair and purple dress. One eyes stare up at me. Hello, I say stupidly. Hello, Iggy, she says smartly. I sniff, wipe again in my face. What's that? I hear Olam ask, his voice squeaking. Nothing. I took the doll in my back pocket. Nothing at all. Then stand back up. The others start to rise to their feet as well. So, Genzo starts, wiping stubbornly at his eyes. We just gotta, go home now? DJ helps Bucks up, who is still sniffling softly. Our parents are gonna be out looking for us soon. As if my dad could care less where I am. My dad's gonna be mad. I wanna go home. Bucks lets out another sudden wail and then takes off into the trees. Ah, Bucks! Gidget doesn't waste any time, running off after her with a frustrated groan. Across the circle, Orlum grows visibly nervous. Everyone's leaving. He looks left, right, and roughly takes off, following the other two off into the dark. Come on, Eggs. Gizzo motions for me. We then turns to do the same. Wait. I step forward, instinctively grabbing his wrist. Then we both just stand there looking at each other. I feel like I have something really important to say, but I just can't. Remember, Genzo, I swallow. My gaze drops, and I feel myself start to tremble. It's okay, Iggs. I know. Wait, what? Y- you do? I blink back, the water pouring once in my eyes. You know what? Genzo shoots me a cheeky grin. That you're afraid of the dark. I blink and smile. Smile as 1,000 memories, 1,000 moments of heartbreak, joy, 1,000 moments of love that speak so strong it makes my heart fucking ache. All pass through my thoughts at an instant. Force my tears back down my cheeks. I chuckle sheepishly and wiping my eyes. Yeah. Then I take his hand. We go running after the others, leaving the forest and our Wonderland behind. I'd like to tell you that everything was perfect for us after this, that we now understood everything we needed to do, to find our individual definitions of happiness and live life to its fullest. But this isn't a fairy tale, this is reality. And reality is, by definition, imperfect. There will always be things that happen beyond your control, accidents, mistakes, words said in anger, other people, both good and bad. But I'd like to think, yes, I'd very much like to think that at the very least, we responded to things better. Wait, what? Hey! Oh, look. Oh, even Hooner's in a dress. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, Iggy. And so events unfolded as they should. Damn, that's incredible. Oh, Orlum. Little rat tail boy. Aw. I want to squeal so badly. I want to squeal so badly about that picture. Hey, Bucks and Hooner. After running out on their weddings, Bucks and Hooner took a break. Because not because they didn't love each other, more like because more like because they loved each other. But both of them knew very well they couldn't be happy if they didn't fight in their dreams for their dreams. Hunter got his PhD in literary arts before moving back to Duquesne to teach creative writing. He published 3 fantasy novels and is currently working on his 4th. Bucks was scouted at playing Davidson won softball in college and went on to join the USA Women's National Team. He played in both 2014 and 2016 Women's Softball World Cups before returning to Duquesne to coach the university softball team. She and Hooner then got married on their own terms. Nothing fancy. Apparently, they just went and signed the paper one afternoon. They currently live in a little brick house in Duquesne's site of Landbrook. They've got a D&D group they keep running every week. I knew it! I knew our Fantastic Wonderland had to be a D&D group. I freaking knew it! Bucks volunteers to coach for leisure services in the summer. I hear they've been entertaining the idea of a kid in a few years. Oh, look at them. Gidget bloomed after high school upon finally leaving the prying gaze of their mother. Oh, and they're wearing a non-binary shirt. Look at them. Oh, and there's Cecil on the left, like, hey, buddy. Yeah, I know. Life's pretty morbid, but it's fine. You got Gidget there. After winning a scholarship in Springwood, they go on to get a double major in software development and graphic design. They also use the time to really find themselves, attending more and more LGBTQIA+ events on the campus and eventually volunteering for Campus Pride, where they first met Cecil, an exchange student from the UK. They became fast friends. His face doesn't show it, though. After graduating, the two of them would move around a bit, living in queer-friendly groups' houses to save on causes they had turned for small startups and volunteered for local queer organizations. They were finally able to afford rent for their own place in Lambrook after securing a junior design role at a nonprofit, where they'd eventually go on to rise up to senior product designer. I haven't heard much about their love life aside from the occasional gripe about an annoying ex or two, but they seem content living with Cecil for now and attending a variety of local events to support their community. Oh, it's so sweet. Oh, Orla. Oh, yeah, the rat tail boy next. Oh, wait, is that like the human version of Gary back there? Orlum joined the Business Professionals of America, or BPA, in high school, through which he had a scholarship to go to business school. Though his grades weren't amazing, he went on to become president of Alpha Kappa PSI. After graduating, he interned for a number of high-profile firms in Dukin. After a while, he established his own business called consultancy agency, enjoying a variety that provided over the predictability of a single company. He even attempted to start a couple of his own businesses. They've had varying levels of success. Still, he seems to be doing rather well for himself, and is quite active in both professional and unprofessional night scenes in Dukin. He seems to be going to an on-again, off-again thing with Gidget's roommate Cecil. I could probably guess on what that is. Oh my god, okay, something clicked off for a second. There we go. Though if the complaints of Gidget about Cecil abandoning them are any indication, it might be more on again recently. I'm not much of a betting man, but I'd put money on the three of them simply moving in together for the end of the year. What about little Iggy? As for me, well... Gezo confessed to me at after prom. Oh! I, being me, became a bit overwhelmed. Oh no, poor Iggy! Aww. A week later, however, I managed to pull myself together and give him a response. Oh, wait, does this ending change? Oh my god, look at him, he's blushing! I didn't say it was a good response. At any rate, we started dating after that, mostly a shy, nervous kind of thing. But it continued even after I left for college. Kids were calling me almost daily to yap about this or that. He'd also visit on occasion, braving the long-distance bus to spend the weekend with me. This led me to figuring some things out about myself sooner rather than later. Fortunately for Genzo, ended up being fine with it. Though, part of me always kind of knew he would be. We'd experiment a lot with boundaries after that. To the point that it became kind of a recurring joke between us. Sometimes I'd be okay with more, sometimes I'd be okay with less. But never once would he ever make me feel guilty, or judge that he expected anything of me. Even when my boundaries would change wildly from one day to the next. Aw, my cute little Asian gay duo. Look at them. After Genzo opened the shop, he asked if I would ever consider potentially, just maybe, only if I really wanted to, of course, move in with them. Oh, I told him I'd consider it immediately. Oh my god, look at them. After that, we kind of just settled into life. Genzo worked at a shop. I started working freelance. Between the two of us, it's never been too hard to make bills. Even if we both occasionally have our dry spots. I even helped Genzo get his own site online with a digital ordering system. That's cool! Which helped him a lot with the back-end side of things. And he was able to stock a larger supply of bike parts and tools for sale, which helped bring in a bit more business. Sometimes I'll bring in my laptop and then work out of his back office. I selfishly find the sounds of his shop a bit comforting. Ours isn't a fancy life, an exciting life, nor a romantic life. But it is our life. A life that makes me happy. A life I've chosen for myself. And no one else. I still get the occasional deja vu, but sudden flash of a memory, sometimes so brief and so intense it takes the wind out of me. Other times long and drawn out, filling me with a sense of of a long-lost melancholy. My heart knows what I've been through, even if my head forgets sometimes. The heart never forgets. Genzo remembers too. Sometimes we'll be doing something and he'll randomly bring up a memory. Hey, you remember when? Doesn't this remind you of? Shit, this is just like... And I always have to pause a moment. The memory fizzles to the surface. Find it there, very deep within the synapses. But I always do. And then I smile. Yeah, I'll say. Even though it doesn't make a lick of sense. And then the two of us will go about our day. The end? Wait, that's the end? Oh, dude. That was crazy. Honestly, all the characters were like, dude, they were all so well written. The story was just amazing. Damn, I don't even know what else to say. Oh, I had to press space. Thank you so much for playing out Wonderland. This game is dedicated to all those who've taken a long time to figure themselves out. And also my family dog, Gasper. Aww. This game could have never been created without all the encouragement and support of my fans. Thank you so much for everyone for following me along this long, long journey. Also, special thanks to all my beta testers, as well as all the composers whose music helped bring this game to life. Until next time. Oh, look at the title screen. It's so cute. Alright, but as much as I want to end it there, we're still not done. You guys know we aren't done. There's still 3 more possible endings to get. But, you know, I've been recording for quite a while now, and I think this is a good time to stop it. So we're going to have to look at the other endings the next time. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video, to what should be the finale. Goodbye.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason.